Hello, this is AnlineOffline, and welcome back to another casual quick guide to Call of Duty Mobile. For today's video, we'll be covering the Dingo. Introduced in Season 1 of 2023, the Dingo is a futuristic double-barreled LMG from Black Ops 3. The name Dingo comes from a species of Australian canine. But is this LMG actually Australian? Lore-wise, yes, but I tend to take those nationalities with a grain of salt. In reality, Australia only has the FN LMGs, and I doubt Treyarch would have added a third mini-me to Black Ops 3, along with the 48 Dredge and BRM. So, what could the Dingo actually be based on? If you look at its supposed cartridge, 5.49mm, it's very similar to the Soviet 545. With this in mind and using the most modern Russian iterations, we either have the RPK-74M, or the PKP Pecheneg. The 74M actually uses 545, but the Pecheneg is closer to its in-lore weight. Scaling it down to 545 and giving it a second barrel could explain its faster fire rate than its real-world and other franchise counterparts. Plus, it's far from the most cursed thing that Call of Duty has done, and Black Ops 4 would launch with its own PK variant, albeit scaled up to 50 caliber instead. As for the history of the PK machine gun, we'll save that for the actual PKM. Base damage per shot is moderate, killing in 4 shots at first before dropping to 5 and 6 from farther away. Its base fire rate is moderate/average at 723 rounds per minute. But assuming no range attachments, its effective range with base damage is limited to 20 meters. On top of its low range, instead of being Hitscan like it was in Black Ops 3, Mobile's Dingo has a bullet velocity of 800 meters per second. Luckily, its body multipliers are helpful. Headshots deal 30% extra, the chest does 10% extra, and the arms deal 7% extra. Everywhere else does base damage. In practice, you would have to land all arm shots to reduce your time to kill past its initial range, or a single headshot will do. It's technically possible to achieve a 3-shot kill up close if you land all headshots, but I wouldn't count on it. With the steel rain barrel, your range is increased by 20%, your bullet speed is increased by 10%, and your fire rate is increased up to 769 rounds per minute, or equal to the RUS-79U. However, this all comes at the cost of 20% more horizontal and vertical recoil. In terms of movement speeds, the Dingo is tied for 3rd place along with the S-36 and Holger. Its ADS time is the second fastest among the LMGs, only behind the UL-736. Base magazine size is 80 rounds and can be extended to 100 with either the extended or Black Ops mag. You can also reduce it to 40 in exchange for more mobility. Although the reload cancel is proportionally solid, it is still kind of slow. If out in the open, it would be faster to swap to your secondary. In that case, I don't normally talk about weapon swap times, but for the Dingo, it's unusually fast, not just for an LMG, but it's comparable to a pistol. As for bloom, the Dingo is slightly better than average, and is tied with the Holger and PKM for the most accurate LMG. However, it uses a combination of the 2019 and Cold War Gunsmith, and only has the laser to help with its bloom. It's tied with the PKM, Holger, and S-36 for the worst hipfire among LMGs. As opposed to some of the newer weapons, the iron sights are pretty good. Recoil is moderately strong, and mostly horizontal, but is further amplified if you were to use steel rain. As for my opinions, I think the devs did a mostly good job with the Gunsmith, and repurposing a Black Ops 3 weapon to have a hybrid of the 2019 and Cold War Gunsmith, much like the Krig 6. I'm also pleasantly surprised that they didn't take the opportunity to give it a high caliber magazine, but instead gave it arm multipliers. However, it might be soon to call this because the weapon is new, but in my opinion the Dingo is a bit of a letdown. It's not bad, none of the LMGs are, but the Dingo is the only LMG that uses bullet speed instead of being hit scan, and even if it was, it wouldn't be overpowered at range. Bullet speed makes sense on weapons with little damage drop-offs, like the Odin or Krig. But the Dingo takes 4 to 6 shots to kill, which is standard. The S-36 is very similar in performance, and has less recoil. The AK-117 has similar body multipliers and random recoil. If the devs would be willing to make it Hitscan, I'd appreciate it. Otherwise, they could do what they did to the M13 and buff its bullet speed and remove any attachment effects regarding it. Other than that, I don't think it needs any more changes. I'm just hoping that the upcoming Maddox from Black Ops 4 will be Hitscan. But hey, that's just my opinion. This has been a Casuals Quick Guide. Feel free to suggest what weapons you want to see covered next. My name is On, and I'm off.